All right, guys, we did it. Another episode of the evening update, guys. Appreciate your support, Shell. Good to see you in the chat. Got it posted out, so go ahead and post out the live. That way our friends can see it. Send it via DM to the Troll Village and everywhere else you can think. That way we can have more and more friends. I do have quite a few more meme submissions. And speaking of more meme submissions, Karen, welcome to the chat. Lots of good meme submissions this episode. So we got a couple extra articles and we got a lot more memes to get to. So let's go ahead and get the first one pulled up. We start with immigration, folks. Just one story actually today for immigration, but it's an interesting one. A Georgia man, because we all know that they like to say, Maryland man or wherever state that they are from, which means this guy's probably a criminal alien. But a Georgia man, Carl Delano Torjag, can't pronounce that one, actually born in Ghana, has been convicted of stealing over $13 million in taxpayer money through PPP loans and fraudulent tax returns to fund a lavish lifestyle in Marietta, including a mansion, a Lamborghini, and a yacht, all purchased with your money. That's right, your money, my money, taxpayer money, folks. $13 million stolen by this Georgia man to spend on a lot of very nice things that, most of us cannot and probably will never afford. But you know what? That's okay. When they do it with our money, it's always fun when you spend other people's money, right? OPM. And then you see Matt Vance Wall top comment, I swear we haven't even scratched the surface of the fraud perpetrated on the American people during COVID. I can pinpoint the exact time everything started to get worse in life. It was during COVID. These fraudsters are to blame. I completely agree with you, Matt. I do. And this is the kind of stuff we need to just deport them all. And why do we allow this to happen with our taxpayer money? I will never know. But you can see here, we have an energy section. I want to sell that car. Yeah, Christina, you should. See if you can find it at auction. You never know. And then we could sell it. Yes. I'd probably want to drive it just a little bit and then sell it. I don't know. That's just me. Although, Lamborghinis really aren't my thing. Like if I could get like a 1969 Shelby like GT 500 Eleanor, like I would drive the shit out of that. I don't think I want to drive a Lamborghini though. DEI, that's right, Karen, deport every illegal. Absolutely. But we got a video here. It says Scott Bessent on the South Korea deal. Let's see what they got about this South Korea deal. We've got a lot of deals coming out of Trump this week, guys. The EU, South Korea, just so much winning. It's hard to keep track of.
We pulled down a lot of the trade barriers, a lot of the non-tariff trade barriers. So, obviously we'll be exporting a lot more energy to them.
Oh, exporting energy. Love it.
And then it will be better for our farmers, better for all of our exporters. As the South Koreans said, we like U.S. products. Yeah. And now what we're seeing with President Trump is these tariff barriers and the non-tariff barriers, which are more difficult to quantify sometimes, are coming down.
Yeah,
Jameson Greer, the USTR ambassador, has a book that looks like kind of 3 of the old New York City phone books that is a list of all the non-tariff barriers by country. They had been substantial. I believe with Indonesia, we marked out something like 11,000 lines of tariffs.
Wow, 11,000 lines of tariffs, guys. That's winning. Because we may not have had tariffs on a lot of these countries, but they had tariffs on our products. So if we ever wondered why it's so difficult to find American-made products overseas, it's that other countries have protectionism in place. They use tariffs to keep American products out of their markets. So you see a lot of whiners online this week talking about, where's all the winning? There's all these tariffs. It's like, yeah, but you got to look at the other things that are happening, guys. The reduction of tariffs from other countries on our products means that we're going to need to manufacture more of our products. That means more jobs. It's a win all around, guys. And where are all these price hikes that they've been talking about? The left loves to talk about how Trump's tariffs are going to just decimate the economy. Where is it? I'm kind of curious. Karen says the Trump Department of Winning. Yes, I agree, Shell. And hi, Dr. Gold. Good to see you again in the chat. Very good to see you. And Crispy Monster, love it, dude. You're killing it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Crispy. I appreciate the support. But on to our next story. 100% tariffs are winning. Yes, Crispy. Yes. See here, the U.S. Department of Energy, wind and solar require backup from peaker gas plants or batteries, which cost more than 3 times as much as baseload power. Adding more dispatchable resources to the grid can actually increase price spikes and power outages. Yeah, weird, right? A common sense approach to America's energy sector is what will help secure our grid. It's nice to see the U.S. Department of Energy actually posting something that is a coherent thought. Most of the time when you see the left post about energy, they don't have a coherent thought. They don't understand how energy actually works. They don't understand how the grid functions. Nothing. But as he just pointed out, wind and solar is okay. Wind is dumb, guys. Wind is dumb. We covered that 2 days ago. It'll be back on the weekly update on Saturday. But solar, sure, but it does need backup. When the sun goes down and there's still a demand, you have to have a gas turbine plant to back it up. Why don't we just build a large gas turbine plant? Or better yet, why don't we build a nuclear plant instead? That just makes sense. And as the gardener points out here, guys, our very own questionable gardener, catch us on our Space Topic Exchange Tuesday nights. If wind power is so lucrative, why is 93% funded by the taxpayers? Shouldn't electric companies be funding their own projects? I think they should. Don't you? If it's so lucrative, like he points out, shouldn't it be self-funding? Shouldn't it need zero subsidy? If something needs a subsidy, it's not ready for the market. In the last 4 years, the National Wind Technology Consortium, that sounds very fancy, increased revenue from $461,700 to $7.1 million, almost entirely on grants. It's time to stop funding for-profit businesses through their nonprofit NGO affiliates. I think it is. Courtesy of Twin Forces, good work with that tool, and Data Republican. Thank you for her tools as well to explore organizations on your own. See the link in the replies and be sure to post your own results here in Team Doge. This is a community post in the Department of Governmental Efficiencies community. So check them out. Join it if you're not already a member. But yeah, that's just a big straight line, guys. Like we just have a straight line between the government and the National Wind Technology Consortium Incorporated. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Seems like it's not a good use of your money and my money. And every time I see waste, I hate it. Crispy says, nuclear makes the most sense. Solar can become a good option. Wind isn't even close. No, not unless you really like blended up birds and loud things. Then maybe. If you like destroying local populations of bats, birds, and other creatures that fly through the sky, wind turbines are your thing. Either share or you can please leave. Okay? Why don't please share? It's funny, we're about to move, so like everything's packed up except for like one chair. Watch 2 young children try and share one chair. I dare you. Nuclear makes the most sense. Okay, already did that one. Karen says, Gardner and Team Doge always bringing the receipts. Yes, they are. Always check out their threads. They are very good. Between Gardner, Twin Forces, Mike Benz, Data Republican, you have Aladdin, you have some other folks that post over there. It's all great work, guys. Our government section, General Mike Flynn, everyone. He knows all about being prosecuted and persecuted. This must happen immediately. So this is in response to the Inspector General of the CIA should conduct an immediate investigation and to determine whether anyone currently in the leadership of the CIA at any level is communicating with the CIA, former CIA Director John Brennan. Yes. Why? Because he's not the director anymore, guys. He has no pull. He shouldn't be involved. He's not in this administration. So if people in the current CIA are still talking with Brennan, why? We need to find out. That sounds a little bit shady. So there are indications that Brennan is still in direct contact and indirect communication with leadership at the CIA. No more games. This is a very serious breach of trust, and faith in our government. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. This definitely should be investigated. You see here POTUS and Gabbard and others all tagged in this post. Hopefully they look into it, guys. This is crazy. The amount of influence that old Obama people and old Biden administration people still hold in the deep state, in the uniparty, is bad for you and me. Absolute. The corruption continues. Dr. Gold says you are on your break right now. Well, thank you for spending your break with us. It's good to see you around, my brother. You see here, DNI Tulsi Gabbard confirmed what Dan Bongino expressed, and we covered this a few days ago when he spoke about what he has seen in the FBI. Eye-opening, really. I have seen up close and personal the tactics that are used by those that care more for themselves. What does this sound like, guys? Speaker Johnson? Maybe Senate Leader Thune? Any of the rhinos and Republicans, uniparty members? Maybe people that care more about themselves, like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and others. Mr. Swalwell, who would rather get his thingy wet with a Chinese spy than, I don't know, care about the country. So yeah, you see here, we're going to play this clip real quick. Got a minute and 40 seconds. Let's go.
Dan Bongino posted a cryptic message on X the other day.
I read it.
Yeah, he said, it shocked me. What I found out at my time at the FBI has shocked me down to the core. We cannot run a republic like this, and I'll never be the same after learning what I've learned. I'm not expecting you to answer for him, but have you felt that way when you've gotten being there?
I have seen up close and personal the tactics that are used by those who care more for themselves, their ambition, their job, their influence, their political interests, their selfish, self-serving interests than they care about the Constitution.
That is damning, folks. And I will play the full length of this on the weekly update, guys. But Gabbard, right there, basically said, yeah, I agree. The things that he said, as terrifying and chilling as they are, yep, makes sense. I don't like that. I don't like it one bit. We got here also Gardner's post in response to Gunther. Gunther saying Rep. Luna says the leadership told her it would be a threat to the Republic to bring the discharge position, banning stock trading for elected officials. Can somebody please tell me how it is a threat to the Republic if you try and stop congressmen and women from doing insider trading, from having to live within their means on the salary that they are promised when they get the position that they get? If you can't live on $140,000 a year, maybe you should implement policies that make it easier to survive in this country on a salary like that. But instead, they are allowed to insider trade. They are allowed to take legal bribes, donations to PACs and other things. Guys, as Gardner points out, it's nice to see Rep. Luna standing against congressional corruption. But unfortunately, guys, the leadership is corrupt. They are very corrupt. And that's why they're so wealthy. Pelosi shouldn't be worth the tens, if not hundreds of millions that she's worth. She's supposed to be making like $140,000, $150,000 a year. Like if you and I were making that kind of money, do you think we'd have all the things that they have? No. That's a privilege. A privilege of being in our government is having access to that corruption. So we need to end it. Tony Moon, in response to Roz Alerts, 400 million plus, says Karen. Good Lord, that's a lot of money and nowhere near what she should have if not for just pure corruption. And Shell says that is just disgusting. I completely agree. Roz Alerts, FBI and the Department of Justice have recovered previously missing 1-minute segment from the security footage of Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell. As Tony points out here, guys, one of the original rooftop Koreans. If you're not following his account, it is hilarious. Definitely go follow it. If you are unaware of what rooftop Koreans are, you should look it up on the internet. They are amazing. But that's nice. But the most important thing is that they haven't recovered is their credibility, which is true because I still haven't seen the footage, guys. If they found the minute of footage, why haven't we seen it? Why isn't it public? Why aren't they being transparent? And in the last part of government, I made it kind of government/MAHA for today. It finally happened. A McDonald's truck delivery worker filmed the inside of the truck showing boxes of food from McNuggets, their apple pies, and more, all with full ingredient lists on the side. Please stop eating this ish. Let me know, y'all. Let me show y'all a little something. I'm just trying to tell, because y'all don't get to see these ingredients. So stop eating this. Yeah, so this guy walks us in, and you can see the ingredient list, which I'm sure is just wonderful and wholesome. White, boneless, skinless chicken, water. Water is ingredient number 2. Interesting. Oh, there we go. That's a much clearer picture. So let's see if we can read some of these. Contains 2% or less of salt, wheat, starch, yeast, extract, flavors, rice starch, pea starch, lemon juice, solids. Ugh. Got natural flavors, battered and breaded, riboflavin, folic acid, yellow corn flour, bleached wheat flour, modified cornstarch, salt. Yeah, this dextrose, cornstarch, breading set in vegetable oil, so that's got to be good for you. This is just the McNuggets. Let's see, do we have any other? Oh, hot and spicy chicken. If you like your hot and spicy chicken sandwich, you might want to look away. Chicken water, salt, sodium phosphates, guys. You might need some more sodium phosphates in your diet. What do you think? And then some spices. What else do we got? Ooh, baked apple pies, guys. Do you want to see your baked apple pie? Dip them in honey. Apples. Okay, good to see apples. That's a list just for nuggets. Yeah, Crispy, that was just for the nuggets. This is the apple pies, guys. Apples, for some reason, also contains absorbic acid, citric acid, salt, and rich flour, bleached wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, also sugar, palm oil, water, apple juice concentrate, modified food starch, invert syrup. I'm almost afraid to look up what invert syrup is. But yeah, guys, if you really want to watch, we'll cover this more again on Saturday. But gross. There's a reason I'm trying to cut as much of this kind of garbage out of my diet as I can because, guys, our food is killing us. Our food is poison. So the fast food is even worse. But I'll tell you what, most restaurants you go to get food delivered by Cisco or any of the other large food companies. They're probably a little better, but probably not much. Yeah, Shell's feeling a little sick. Can't blame her. In the environment, we did have a tsunami. There was also a volcanic eruption coming out of Russia, so that may have been what triggered this earthquake and tsunami. But this is what a real tsunami looks like. Over 2 meters of vertical displacement measured at Midway, which is an island. A huge signal for deep water. Yeah, guys, if water that deep is moving 2 meters, that is a very bad sign. And what happened afterwards? Well, guys, there was warnings. The people on Maui were trying to escape. And for a while, it was difficult to get inland because Oprah has a private road and was not allowing people to use it, allegedly. But then they finally got it open. And there is a community note because it's like, oh, no, it's open now. Yeah, okay. Well, apparently it wasn't open for a while. And the only way around was the red route to get away from the ocean. So if you were concerned about the striped area along the coast and you wanted to get inland to high ground, you could either go way around on the red line, or if Oprah had been nice, she could have opened the yellow line or the blue line allegedly earlier. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that's kind of shitty. Maybe she's looking to replace all their cars with, you get a Pontiac and you get a Pontiac. It's like, I think the way Trump handled the Epstein list things was not the best way to do that. I didn't really think we would get anything from the beginning. Yeah, me neither, Dr. Gold. I kind of agree. I think it's unfortunate the way it was handled because they kind of told us we would get it and then they didn't give it to us. If they had just been up front in the beginning and said, you're not getting it, I don't think people would have had as high of expectations. Oh, Gardner DM'd me about invert syrup. Okay, well, let's see if we can. Here is invert syrup. Let's see. Invert syrup is liquid sweetener made by heating sucrose, table sugar with water and an acid like cream of tartar or citric acid or an enzyme, which breaks sucrose into its components, glucose and fructose. This is called inversion, creates a syrup that's sweeter, less likely to crystallize, and more stable than regular sugar syrup. Commonly used in baking, candies, and beverages for smoother texture and enhanced sweetness. You can make it at home by boiling sugar with water and a pinch of acid, or buy it commercially, often labeled as golden syrup or invert sugar syrup. Interesting. And I appreciate that you supplied that with a link to Grok. So thank you. Karen says there is a video of police keeping it as closed as sirens were going off. Yes, I did hear that. I did talk about it in one of my posts. And I got told that when I made a comment that was kind of sarcasm, but apparently it didn't come across that way. I just basically said the police aren't private security for Oprah. That was meant to be sarcasm, but they are. And people try to correct me. We get to law enforcement, guys. Cincinnati was bad. Like, the mob of black people that attacked the 3 white people attending a jazz festival was bad, guys. Awful, the condition this lady ended up in. But the police chief, or DEI hire, as we're going to call her from now on, who is attempting to shift blame onto the white people that got beaten at the jazz festival. Yes, because it's their fault that they showed up to a jazz festival while white. This sounds very similar to when people used to say it's unfortunate that people got caught driving while black, and while people would say that's racist, apparently attending a jazz festival while white is not racist to say at all. But she's also being sued. So this DEI hire police chief, is being sued by officers for discriminating against white males for promotions, assignments, and overtime opportunities. So she's a giant pile of shit. And it continues, because this is how this lady ended up. This is the lady that got blamed. It's her fault, guys. You shouldn't have dressed that way. You shouldn't have worn your white skin at the jazz festival. How dare you? Yeah, this is how she got left. Yep, and bartenders are now the responsible party. That's right, Karen. Awful. This lady got stomped and beaten. Oh, but it's okay, because the police chief, look, this is her making a statement. Let's just watch this real quick.
I do not like Cincinnati being portrayed in a negative light on the national news.
Well, then do a better job policing it, DEI.
We can do better. We can do so much better. That being said, I will not tolerate lawlessness on the streets of Cincinnati.
A mob of black people stomped 3 white people into the street. What do you mean you're not going to tolerate lawlessness? Lock them up.
I owe it to you, as people who live and work here, to get the lawlessness under control.
Yeah, you should have done that already. You're the police chief.
Thank you. Now, I also want to emphasize there is no room for politics in law enforcement.
It's interesting when you hear that come from a police chief that is a political position that reports to the mayor of the city. No room for politics in it, huh? She defended the response time by saying the traffic was bad. There should have been law enforcement on the ground at the festival, guys. Oh, and look at all the white boomers just clapping like seals, supporting their DEI police chief. What a joke. What a bunch of clowns. As Crispy just pointed out, I agree. She's a clown, 100%. And then we go to another city that's full of a bunch of clowns. And, you know, we all love being lectured. But, you know, I'm going to actually move this story to later. We're going to get back to that one in just a second. Right now, we have the FBI director, Kash Patel, reportedly discovered thousands of documents related to the Russia collusion hoax inside of burn bags that were stored in a secret room at FBI headquarters. That's right, guys. There's evidence. And it was in burn bags. If anyone's been in the military or in any government position, you know exactly what a confidential burn bag looks like. But somebody had stashed a whole bunch of documents in a burn bag and stored them in a secret room at FBI headquarters. It's very interesting that Kash has been finding all kinds of secret rooms at FBI headquarters. Why are there so many secret rooms? Or is this just they are rooms with a bunch of stuff stored in them, like, oh, I don't know, storage closet, inventory room with a bunch of boxes, but it's all miscategorized. Maybe it's being stored covertly. I don't know. But as Red Alert Florida says, find the people who put the documents in the burn bags, trace them back to the higher ups, and convict them for treason. Yeah, guys, there should be like fingerprints on some of those papers, I would think. But police scanners are now saying a Middle Eastern man that they later on CNN reported as a white guy, which we know is complete bullshit, is wearing a bulletproof vest opening fire on officers at the east side of Midtown. Yes, that's right. This white guy, according to CNN, Shane Tamura, was walking around with an AR, shooting people in New York City, which is one of the most heavily gun-controlled cities already. Apparently, the guy played football in California, lived in Las Vegas, and drove to New York City. Yeah, I'm sure there's nothing wrong with this guy at all. But he looks very white, don't you think? Yeah, they were so inept, they didn't burn the evidence. Karen, I have a feeling a lot of that evidence got retained for blackmail purposes, for an insurance policy. They probably just didn't think that Cash or the Not Left would find it. That's my guess. Yeah, Karen said the CNN, yeah, definitely a white guy. Karen said, yep, they pointed out on CNN, their Chiron, he was a white guy, guys. Doesn't he look white? He looks like he's half like black or, you know, and like half Asian maybe. I don't know. But I bet he had a motive. What do you think it was? Yeah, he targeted Blackstone, guys, which is interesting because they are a major home buyer. But yeah, what rabbit hole does this go down? He looks very, very white. Very white, guys. White violence is just out of control. But yes, and then you have Mamdani, the communist mayoral candidate from New York, giving us a lecture.
And as New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and Americans across the country mourn this mass shooting.
What?
We are reminded that no matter how strong our gun laws are in this state, we are only as safe as the weakest laws in this nation.
Oh, so we need to have a nationwide ban on guns. Yeah. Turns out criminals that are going to kill people don't care about the law, and they're going to have them anyway. This is how you see Charlie Hebdo in France, guys. They had AK-47s in France, and they shot up a newsroom. Like, you can't outlaw guns for law-abiding people and expect it to matter to criminals. You just can't. And that guy's a communist anyway, so no one gives a crap what he says. Culture, guys. Culture, we had some real dark stuff last week. This is not great. Over 90% of gun violence in New York City is committed by one race. Yes, and against that race as well, because it's mostly gang violence. Yeah. It's also committed by mostly half of that one race, which is like 7% of the population, guys. Yeah. Kind of wild, isn't it?
White people that aren't like serial killers like Ted Bundy.
Does your mom say you have to be LGBT? No, I can choose what I want to be, but
Go ahead, Lex. Go ahead. Keep talking. Say what you're saying.
My mom doesn't matter if I am gay or lesbian or any of that. She doesn't care. All she cares about is that I'm a part of it. And if I'm not a part of it, she'll try to convince me to join it. Cause
What are you saying right now?
Facts.
That I would convince you to join what?
The LGBTQIA plus community.
White people that aren't like serial.
Dude, that kid just called her out, and she's like, wait, what are you saying? It's like, yeah, my mom would basically force me to do it because it's not the kids that are trans, guys. It's not the kids that are gay. It's not the kids that are LGBT, guys. It's the parents that are doing this. The parents. Guys, this kind of stuff bothers me to no end. I'm so glad that I have full custody of my children. Just gross, guys, gross. But here's a good example of a parent. I think this is hilarious. If you haven't seen this yet, Phil Labonte posted this, and he said, I will absolutely be doing this with my son, but check this one out. It's funny.
Oh, what do you... Can I help you?
No.
What are you doing here? I'm really sorry. I was going to ding dong ditch you guys. I'm super sorry.
Does your dad know you're out here doing this? I will call him right now.
Yeah, he does know.
It's like, does your dad know you're ding dong ditching? Yeah. Yeah, he knows.
I doubt that.
Dad in the background. What's the holdup?
I've been caught! Is that your dad?
Yeah.
He goes ding dong ditching with you?
Yeah, he says it's a core childhood memory and he wants to be a part of it.
Yes. Great parents. Childhood core memory is so good. The dad in the background is running. He's like, run, run. This way. He's like, you're running the wrong way. Guys, this is how you parent. This is good parenting. I don't care what you say, but yeah, Phil Labonte, really great follow. Lead singer of all the heavy metal band All That Remains. And I'll just like say that, you know, you can follow us. Definitely repost the live. I'm just going to leave this up here for no reason other than I just wanted to talk about our spaces and other things before we transition to memes. There's no reason this is being up here more than anything else. Absolutely no reason at all. None whatsoever. But yes, definitely check out Topic Exchange Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. You can catch me Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. for the evening update, as well as on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. So right now we're doing it twice a week, guys. You let me know if you want to see it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It'll be harder to swing. Eventually, I do want to do short segments like this, about a half hour to 45 minutes every day, Monday through Friday, and then I will do the weekly update for the whole week on Saturday. So just let me know if you think that's a good idea, guys. And then we can also shell at 4 p.m. along with Christina and others has their Bible space on Sundays. So check that out as well. And I don't know why this is still up here, but we'll go ahead and cover this. Phil Labonte points out American Eagle knows what's up. Never say you're sorry. They wrote to Who It May Concern. We sincerely apologize for featuring Sydney Sweeney in our recent advertisement. In hindsight, we underestimated the combined impact of her blue eyes, blonde hair, and general hotness. Also, we did not realize how big her boobs would be. Our marketing team has been sent to denim sensitivity training. Thank you for your feedback. Has been sent to your feedback. Please stop emailing us. We are still trying to recover from the group chat fallout. So props to American Eagle for owning it. Yes. Let's see. I reposted. Oh, yes. As many as possible. Great work, PD. That's right. As many as possible. I appreciate that. Thank you, Karen. Sydney Sweeney, let's see what Tom McDonald has to say real quick.
Hey, I just got a quick question for all the liberal ladies out there.
Yeah. What is it, Tom?
Why are you guys so mad at Sydney Sweeney's pants? Have you seen the pants? They're baggy pants. There's like a ton of room for your balls in there.
Oh, Tom. I mean, it's a valid point. They're not really skin tight jeans. I would have been okay with that. But yeah, there's plenty of room for your female balls in those pants. I don't know why they're so mad. But in the last thing I included before we transition to memes, I included this because it's basically a meme, guys. The WNBA had to pause a game because a player's wig fell off. That's right. So this very serious professional athlete.
Go ahead to the back. Oh, no.
Yes, pay us what we deserve, right? Pay us what we deserve. Yeah, y'all owe some money on this one, like for real. We get into our memes. What's up, Dr. Q? Good to see you. Know your anatomy, folks. The anatomy of an AR. According to leftists, you have the full auto toggle. You have X-ray vision, a blowhole G-spot. You got to finger that spot for sure. Infinite ammo holder, a grenade launcher, a sharp bit for stabbing, and a killy bit. That is the proper anatomy of an AR. So it's a good thing we covered that, just in case. I like this because Babylon B is just always good. Just got home from your commute. Sorry, I haven't been commenting. More updates daily is awesome. Okay. Hey, like I said, I will work on it. I will be moving this weekend. So this weekend is kind of dicey. and in the next week, I got to make sure I can get the internet set up and get everything fully set up. But maybe not next week. Maybe the one after I can start that. Babylon B, always with a good joke, guys. Husband and wife ask each other what they want for dinner over and over until they starved to death. Conservative alternative, men, when she asks you what you want, do your duty, take charge of the situation, and tell her you want steak. That is a very, very, very good comment, CA. I like that one. And the last one I found before I start going into the memes you guys sent in, Tiffany Fong posts, man fucks 8 billion people at once. This would be a video, and that's pretty much where it belongs because J-Pow has been doing it for years. This one just hits different, guys. It hits different. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But let's get the DMs pulled up. So well, before I do that, let's pull this one up. I don't know how I'm going to include this one, but Caddis has made a recommendation, so I'm going to read this one, and we can include it and incorporate this somehow. But it says, you know how we have 2 eyes and control them individually, blink, wink, just close one at a time, like, one at a time. If you had 6 eyes, do you think by default, you default to closing 1 pair at a time or all 6 at a time? Would you close 3 at a time if you want to wink? Or could you close 1 of 6? Up to like 5 out of 6. Ooh, that kind of independent control of individual body parts kind of reminds me of like how we control our individual fingers. So in my opinion, if you had 10 eyes, you would be able to operate them all individually. Does that make sense? I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? Do you think that we would blink with 3 or 1? She says, I have no idea why I'm thinking about this right now, but it's 3:20 p.m. on a Thursday and I'm just thinking about eyes. Fair. She was also staring at cheese. I got that update earlier. So you never know. Caddis, we love you. You never know what you're going to get. And we enjoy every bit of it. So keep it up. We got a lot of memes from Karen. So let me see where... I think this is the start of them. I don't know. Let's see. The purpose of a meme is to disturb the humorless and to humor the disturbed. You know what? I agree. Crispy says blink all individually. I think I am also on team individual blink. Not pairs, not sets. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. It says, when people ask why I'm not a liberal, and you present economics and logic and history. Don't forget history, guys, because you can find in history that liberal is now communist, and communism has killed like hundreds of millions of people at this point. You should own a green car. Yes, this is the kind of green car that I can get behind and support, guys. Absolutely. That's a nice green car. 2065. We still only have 1 month left. Climate activist Greta Thunberg gives passionate speech to the UN. Yeah, that's about how it feels, guys. We're getting constantly lectured by the same idiots about the same thing, and they keep telling us that the same effects are going to happen every couple of years. 2000 was supposed to be the giant cliff. Like, I just don't know. Let's see. Steak is always the answer. Yes, Titan. Crispy, blink all individually. Yes, Renaud, am I blocked because I offended somebody? What do you mean are you blocked? I see you. Heard a lot of people giving orders to block people. No, you're not blocked. I can see you just fine, Renaud. I just have not been able to pull up the chat. I can see it over. Can I open that? Actually, let me see. Oh, I can't open it. Okay. Is this the same video as... Oh, Sydney Sweetie Jeans. Okay, we will definitely watch this last. I will pull that video up last. Let's see. Heard a lot of people giving... Yep, don't know what that... Reagan warned us that communism will infiltrate as liberalism. That is true. He did warn that. He also did a lot of bad things, so... Each with a grain of salt. How to say fuck around and find out with some goddamn class. You may test that assumption at your convenience. I love that alternative, guys. And if you haven't watched Star Trek Next Generation, you absolutely should. It is a cultural gem that just dives into very complex and emotional things and really kind of helps you develop as a person, unlike the modern day Star Trek shows, which are just dumb. Says Dr. Blast Hard Cheese. Nice name. Punch Side Iron. Okay, interesting username. I can't saw the barrel off my gun. And Joe says, maybe someday transgender people in America will have as many rights as gun people do. Oh, yes. Sorry, I read that backwards. Jojo from Jers, the complete moron that she is, says maybe someday transgender people in America will have as many rights as guns do, to which he responded, I can't saw the barrel off my gun. Not legally. Not legally. You can't unless you want to fill out an ATF form and wait for your tax stamp. That is true. So let's see. We have a couple more, it looks like. So if we don't let athletes bet on games, they have the ability to influence. Why do we allow Congress to events and companies they regulate? That is a good point. You are not allowed to do that. And yet Congress people are. I think that's a bunch of horse shit. I agree. And so we have, let's see, do we have anyone else that has sent in a meme? I know Gardner sent one. This one's pretty fly. I think this would be a good look for Elon. What do you guys think? I think it's a good look for him. Honestly, he is basically our modern day Tony Stark. So I support that. I have a video that I can't play because the song on it would probably immediately get yanked, but that's fine. We will maybe play it. I don't know. I'll have to maybe play it at the very end on Saturday, and I will drop the YouTube stream before we play it. How about that, Gardner? I think that makes most sense. But for our final thing today, we are going to watch this because the last video that Ronald gave us was great, and this one involves Sydney Sweeney.
The secret of life lies hidden in the genetic code. Genes are fundamental in determining the characteristics of an individual. I'm passing on these characteristics to succeeding generations. Occasionally, certain conditions produce a structural change in the gene, which will bring about the process of evolution.
Okay.
This may occur in one or more of the following ways. Firstly, by selective mating, in which a single gene type proves superior in transmitting its genes to future generations.
Okay, that makes sense.
Secondly, by gene drift,
okay,
in which certain genes may fade away while other genes persist.
Okay.
And finally, by natural selection, which filters out those genes.
I just like that this is educational, but also we just get to stare at Sydney Sweeney, and I don't know who it is having like a seizure at the bottom, but
better than others to endure the environment. This may result in the origin of an entirely new species.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn.
Yeah, definitely won't say that.
Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans,
okay,
I'm not going to stop you.
Fair.
But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
I actually hadn't heard or seen the actual commercial. I've just seen the articles and pictures. That's actually kind of funny. I like it. Karen's laughing. Yes. Karen says, I'll take a red and gold Optimus. Yeah, actually, you know what? That would be an awesome, trim level. If you could get the regular black and white or pay extra and get that red and gold, that would be actually pretty badass. I agree, Karen. Dr. Gold says, I don't get how people can look at history and say communism is a great idea to try again. Like, how many more times do people need to die? Well, so the problem with that, Dr. Gold, is I agree, and you actually have a thinking head on your shoulders, predicated A, by the point you just made, but B, the fact that it says doctor at the beginning of your name. But you got to remember, the useful idiots that they use to push revolutions are the ones that they promise to free stuff to. They promise them free stuff because they know lazy people will buy it hook, line, and sinker, and they will push for revolution and give people in power and more money because of the promise of more free stuff. But then as soon as the revolution happens and the people in charge are finally in charge, they just kill all the useful idiots. We've seen it more than once. The beat is yet to come. Let's go.
The secret of life lies hidden in the genetic code.
Okay.
Genes are fundamental in determining the characteristics of an individual.
Okay.
And passing on these characteristics to succeeding generations.
Do tell.
Occasionally, certain conditions produce a structural change in the gene.
Okay.
Which will bring about the process of evolution.
Okay.
This may occur in one or more of the following ways. Firstly, by selective mating.
Okay,
In which
makes
a single
sense.
gene type proves superior in transmitting its genes to future generations.
I don't think that's happening right now.
By gene drift, in which certain genes may fade away while other genes persist. And finally, by natural selection, which filters out those genes
Is she
better
gonna
equipped
hook that
than
leg
others
behind
to
her
endure
head?
in the environment.
That'd be
This may
interesting.
result in the origin of an entirely new species, which brings us to Calvin's and the survival of the fittest.
Calvin Klein genes.
Okay. Okay. I'll allow it. What do you guys think? I think that was an interesting way to end the show today. We went about 45 minutes this time, guys. What do you guys think? Like I said, I'm looking forward to in the coming weeks, we will be moving to doing more of these during the week and then doing the one long show on Saturdays. But thank you, everybody, for joining. Karen, Dr. Gold, Renaud, Crispy, Shell, Christina, Q, Gardner, all of you. Thank you. I always appreciate your support. Make sure to share this out. I will pin it to my profile, and I will be back on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. It's good to see all of you. Thank you for the heart, Crispy. I always do love a nice heart. You got to remember, gang hearts, not the little soft hearts. We want gang hearts in there, guys. Straight middle finger, hooking the index fingers, gang hearts. Absolutely the best kinds of hearts. But I will see you guys on Saturday. So have a wonderful rest of your week. Close it out strong, guys. Stay safe and God bless.